Weather Scope.
Monsoonal rains continue tonight in the desert southwest, and flash flooding has been reported in Arizona and New Mexico. We'll have all the details coming up. Hi, I'm Christina Abernathy. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Mike Seidel, but first we focus in on the front that is going to bring cooler weather to much of the east. Today it brought thunderstorms and rain to the mid-Atlantic states, including Washington. Brief thunderstorms this afternoon helped to relieve the heat as temperatures dropped over 10 degrees from the mid-80s to the low 70s, and the wind picked up. Now the wind is shifting around to the west and northwest, and you can put those umbrellas away for the rest of the week, maybe through the weekend. Stay tuned for the forecast. We move to eastern North Carolina. The same area thunderstorms moved through there this afternoon, bringing heavy rain, and wind gusts to 40 miles an hour were reported. The rain did cause some minor street flooding around Grandy and Elizabeth City in the eastern part of the state. And in Columbus, pre-dawn thunderstorms kind of mucked up the morning commute. You can see all the standing water there under the bridge and ponding on the roadways. In this roadway, certainly the double whammy. Not only are you shut off from having two lanes, but you've got water on the road there. The morning commute not the best, but tomorrow will be much better weather-wise in Columbus, Dayton, and the Canton-Akron area. Thunderstorms for the rest of tonight, few and far between. We'll look at this map, and then we'll talk about why we're seeing storms, check your radars, and the effect of the front. We've really trimmed back the red and orange. In fact, no red on here now. There are no watches out, and in fact, no warnings in the east. We still have a few storms we'll show you in the Carolinas and Florida. Tonight you may get one or two gusty thunderstorms, but most of the rain in the northeast is what it is, just heavy rainfall around New York City as the front presses on in. We'll have a coastal low developing here. Now that will throw moisture back into Boston, also back in towards Portland, Portsmouth, and Bangor. So tomorrow, a wet, cool, chilly kind of a day for early August, more like mid to late September. Then everything will move out and you'll see the high pressure moving in. High pressure usually means fair weather, and this one certainly does. Not only fair, but cool and dry, much lower humidity. Tonight and tomorrow now in the Twin Cities, Chicago, your dew point's already back in the upper 50s. As far as storms go, we still have some heavy rains in Jersey, up into Connecticut, and rains moving into southern New England. And again, the rain will stick around for your morning trek into Boston from southern New Hampshire, 93 southbound, or if you're coming on Route 3 south from the Cape, it will be a wet day. And by the way, if you've got plans on the Cape tomorrow, make sure they're indoors because there will be some rain around and a fair amount of clouds. Look at these rains now moving out of Philadelphia. These storms are tending to weaken somewhat as they move across central Jersey up into Monmouth and Middlesex counties here. Rain through New York City. Out on the island, you've had some heavy rains around Great Neck, over towards Oyster Bay, and over around the Sunken Meadow State Park. Heaviest rains right now through the Sound areas and up towards New Haven and Norwich and Connecticut. As this moves on out, that will be about it, although it will be slow clearing tonight and tomorrow because the storm off the coast will continue to throw back relatively cool Atlantic moisture, and you're out of the woods tonight in D.C. and Baltimore after those rains this afternoon. Much quieter tonight after some severe weather in Sevier County, also in areas in Blount County. Still some storms here trending from Knoxville into the Smokies around Gatlinburg, so watch out still for some locally gusty winds, but trees were blown down in those counties I mentioned. Around the Charleston area, Mount Pleasant out towards Goose Creek, and Somerville, heavy rainfalls, and these are holding together as they drift slowly out towards the Battery. Some showers over around the Grand Strand. These primarily will be out of the way so you can get back out on the beach tomorrow. And that tornado which touched down earlier just off the lake in Lorain County, a minor tornado, no reports of any damage. That cell quickly moves south, and look how quickly it's weakening. Storms too also moving off to the southwest southeast very quickly. But these storms too are also weakening. Coming down the pike, drier air from Canada, dew points now in the 40s and 50s, and anytime the dew point, which measures the moisture here at the surface, is below 60 and especially below 55, it's very comfortable in the summertime. 51 now in Buffalo. Also cool temps, down to 55 in Marquette, and you're down to 54 in International Falls, other side of the front, 84 in KC. And with the steering winds coming out of Canada and dipping down, west to northwest winds, and just like in the wintertime, that means below average temperatures. We'll discuss that coming up in the forecast. But first, check in on the western rain. Here's Christina.
Well, the monsoonal flow in the west continues, and rain has been reported in much of the desert southwest today. Although not directly associated with the monsoonal flow, heavy rain did fall in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Scattered showers moved through the area, causing some localized flooding. Highs climbed into the mid-80s, but did cool off during the downpours. Tomorrow, the forecast calls for partly cloudy skies with another chance of scattered thunderstorms. Well, let's see what our satellite view shows us, and we see that evidence of the monsoonal flow here, the monsoonal moisture coming on in, and that's provided you with showers and storms scattered through the western U.S. From the Four Corners region northward, we've seen rain, we've seen storms scattered about, and we've had reports of severe weather in New Mexico and Arizona. Also reports of flooding problems and the potential for flooding in many areas of the west. We'll take a closer look at that in just a minute. As we head on into Colorado, a flash flood watch in effect for much of the state, including Denver. You can see the areas of rain with embedded storms moving through the region. They've been moving slowly and dropping some pretty substantial amounts of rain here. Denver not the only area under the gun. Flash flood watch is in effect for many areas in the west, so keep in mind heavy amounts of rain are possible. Storms continuing, especially in the Four Corners region. The white